Hello everybody, in today's video I'm going to do a deep dive on Playground AI's AI Canvas. While it's similar to Leonardo AI's Canvas editor, there are a couple of features it has which sets it apart. And if this is your first time to my channel, especially if you haven't used Playground AI yet, I recommend you to come to my playlist section and watch the videos for Playground AI because I have made quite a number of videos explaining its main features. I also want you to see the Canvas video of Leonardo AI. This way you can kind of compare how the two AI Canvas editors work. To get started, make sure you're logged into your Playground AI account. The free account allows you to have 1,000 images a day, so that should be enough for this feature. Now there's two ways to access the canvas. The first way here is come to this drop down on the left and go to this link called Your Canvas Files. Here you can create a new canvas file right here, and this opens up the canvas editor for you to start. So as soon as you open this editor, it starts a new project, and I'm recommending giving a name to this project right here. So I'm going to say project 1. And this is important because this is the first distinct feature that Playground AI has. It actually allows you to save the progress on your canvas because using this you can kind of pick up where you left and get back to a project if you're in the middle of something else. Now the second way to access the canvas is using this create button on the right. So if you click this arrowhead right here, it says new canvas file. So this opens up the same page again, and like I said, every time this opens up it starts a new project. So I recommend adding another name to this project so it kind of gets saved as well. If you go on this button right here which says go to files, that is where you can access all your current projects. So since I opened the canvas twice, it started 2 new projects. You can of course delete any of the projects if you don't want to continue. Say I want to delete project 2, so I click on these 3 dots and click delete, and that project will now be cleared off from your canvas files. So I think this way of organizing your canvas files in different states of progress, it's a big feature because this way you can kind of have concurrent projects in place and not be pressured to complete one edit in one go. Alright, now I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can bring an image onto this canvas. It actually has its own generator inbuilt into the canvas, so you can just type a prompt right here. I'm going to use this prompt, female alchemist in the forest with sun rays in the background with a close-up and extreme detail. So if I just use this prompt and paste it right here and click generate, it's going to generate the image right on the canvas. So you don't need to import if you don't want to. You can just start your work right on the canvas if you want to expand and generate a whole scene. Now, like I just showed before, the state of this project is actually now saved in my files. So if you open up project 1 from your canvas file, you can find the current state of that project available right here. Now, what if you were in a team and you wanted to send the status of this canvas file to a team member? You can either have a common login for all your team, but if you don't have that login, you can't really access this common file area right here. So there's another way to do this, and this is another unique feature that I think Playground AI has. You can actually save the status of this canvas file on your local computer. So if you go on this drop down on the left and hover over file and click save local copy, this actually saves the status of this canvas as a .pg, which is for Playground, file on your local computer, and you can rename this, say, project 1, and now this is available to use or send to someone else. Now let me show you the next way of importing images to your canvas. Let me go back to the files and start a new canvas file, and now if I look on this button on the top, it says import image. Now this allows you to import an image from your own computer, and you have probably done that before in Leonardo or any other tools, but it also allows you to import using a Playground AI link. And I have done a bunch of other generations in my own profile, and I have this generation that I want to use. So it has this URL on the top, playgroundai.com/post. You can just copy this one and just paste it right there. And now if you import this, it's going to bring up that image on your canvas right away. And now you can proceed with working on this image. Let me go back to my files. But I actually want to proceed with this first image that I generated on the canvas. But what if you deleted this by mistake? Say I delete this right there. You have your file which you imported before, and you can bring it and use this import canvas file functionality. So I'm going to click import canvas file and click project 1, this was the file that I just saved, and you see this brings up that last image that you were generating from your local computer. So I think just these features which I just showed you makes Playground AI a lot more sustainable tool for you to use the canvas. It does seem to remove the name of the file, so it still says Untitled. So if I want to save this on my own files, I'll have to name it project 1 again. Now you know how to import different kinds of images and generate things on the canvas and save it both on your computer and on your Playground AI account. Alright, now let me start on actually using the canvas. So this image was generated using this prompt, female alchemist in the forest. So I'm going to copy that again. It actually does not save the prompt that was used to generate the image if you did generate it on the canvas. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want to import an image which was on your computer or sent from someone else, you might not get the prompt. So now that I know that this was the prompt that was used to generate this image, I can now expand this scene by just moving my frame right here. So if I move it on the right and do the same generation again, you're going to see that the forest now gets extended on the right. There's more trees and there's more sunlight that shows up, and this kind of extends this scene. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and make sure to have at least 50% overlap on your original image so that the AI knows what kind of data it's working on. You have this prompt information for sure, but it helps if you want to do some outpainting like this to have a decent amount of overlap. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Alright, so this generation actually does not match with the scene. What I don't like about Playground AI, which I think Leonardo AI might do better, is every time I generate, I have an option to choose from up to 4 different images. So here I get only one option to choose, and if I don't like it, I have to press Ctrl Z and retry again. Let me change the position of my frame and add some more overlap. I'm going to click Generate again. You can also do Command Enter if you're on a Mac, and it does the same thing. Alright, so this looks slightly more promising. I have this tree which has more sunlight on the background, and this kind of matches the scene, and the scene on the right also seems to match pretty well. So as you see, this canvas option allows you to do outpainting on your picture and keep adding on more to the scene. So let me try doing the same thing on the top. This time I'm going to add something else. Let me add with a dragon. Alright, I think it added some kind of a dragon tail right here maybe, but I think it did not mess up the picture. So I'm pretty impressed that it actually tried its best without messing up the scene. Sometimes when you try things like these, it actually destroys the whole image, but this did not do a bad job. I think it did a pretty good job in keeping up with the theme of this image. Let me try another generation just to see if it does anything different. Very interesting. Since I had a lot of her face on this frame, it actually changed her face quite a bit, but I think it definitely got confused a little bit. I think the sun rays in the background and the green color is kind of keeping up with the rest of the image. I think the color scheme is generally still in sync with the rest of the picture. There might be differences in some greens on the right here and the left, but I think it did not do a good job in matching up these two images, and it did change the face. So I'm going to try this generation one more time. Alright, so it's definitely getting a bit confused with this dragon. By the way, if you wanted to move this image more center, you can use this move/select button on the top and move this in the center to see how the image looks in total. But I think there's a lot of issues going on with this image. There's some bordering issues, there's some issues with her face, there's some issues with this dragon. I just don't think the dragon kind of helped out this picture, because before it was working pretty well, and I think I can't really go back to my past settings. It actually auto saves the last generation, so the options right here don't get saved. So yeah, this image actually is not that great. I don't think I can proceed with this image, but you know what, I can actually just delete this whole project and restart, because like I showed you, I saved the status of the last project which I liked in this file. So I'm going to go and import that canvas file again and get back to my other alchemist which I liked. So I'm going to name this project 1 again, now with the knowledge that maybe this dragon does not fit. So I'm going to do the same generation and move this on the right. Alright, I think I'm back to a proper picture. It's generating the color scheme and the sun rays pretty well. So if you're doing a real world project using Playground AI, I think this canvas feature of saving files locally is a game changer. I'm going to go back again and move my grid right here and do another generation. Alright, so I think there's some kind of a table. Okay, so this tree is kind of the edge of this picture, but if I look at it a bit closely, I think there's more issues with the colors of greens. So this image doesn't quite match up. So I'm going to do Control Z. Remember, if you now go back to your files, that status of the image gets saved. So you can't go back to any previous generations if you just go back and auto-save that file on Playground AI. So I'm going to do another generation. Alright, this doesn't seem to be working out on this direction. I think it might be something to do with this color right here. It's a bit too dark to know what is going on here, and maybe that's why the AI is getting confused. So let me try not expanding the scene on that direction and go a bit on the top. Alright, so the sunlight actually I think is helping out, and I don't know what kind of creature showed up here, and it looks like a dragon. I'm not sure if that is a dragon because my prompt did not mention it, and this forest kind of has become more magical than I planned it out to be, and maybe that's because of the sun rays or the alchemist. Alright, now what if I wanted to remove this creature because I don't want that creature here? I can use this eraser mask right here and add some masking just to remove that up and do another regeneration. And this time let me also change the size of my grid, so I can actually just use these corners to expand my grid and fill up the rest of the frame. So now it's going to cover up this part on the right and on the left, and it should also remove this unexpected dragon which came in the middle, and click generate. Alright, perfect. I have this dragon mostly removed. I think there's one of his limbs that are left behind, but I think that kind of matches with the branches, or maybe that is just a branch and not that dragon. Alright, so now you have seen a bunch of things that just happened. You expanded this scene on the top. You removed an unexpected dragon that showed up on this tree. You also filled up the whole image as a whole, and the image overall looks pretty complete to me. I have this female alchemist in this enchanted forest with no dragons, and I think I'm pretty happy with the status of this generation. I'm actually gonna maybe add some more things later, so I can just save a local copy of this image and say final generation.pg. Cool, now I have the status of this project both saved on my Playground account right there with all my canvas files, and I also have it backed up on my local computer, so I can just send this .pg file to someone else with a Playground AI account, and they can just recreate this project and continue and add their own ideas to it. Alright, I think that pretty much covers the main functionalities of the Playground AI canvas. I hope you got some value from today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more videos coming up. Till the next one, thank you so much.